Goku, I can feel it. I've had a sixth sense about Goku since he was a boy.
Is he dead?
Oh no, that's not it. He kept digging and he finally hit the mother lode. A power so great that normal men can't even fathom it.
So what? Isn't that good?
Not necessarily. Having the kind of power that I'm talking about is uncharted territory for Goku. He's never experienced anything like it. That much I can guarantee. Yes, sir. A power of this magnitude could overwhelm a man and change him forever.
Say what?
Right now, Goku's struggling to hold on to who he is. God bless him. Yep, shoot. All we can do is pray.
Yeah. God flow. Paint a picture like a young Pablo Picasso. Niggas saying live fast, die young, so I drive slow and pray I die old. And the drop with the top low. Met a bad bitch from Chicago, my hat wasn't cocked, yo. Kept it straight shit cause y'all know. And if not, you'll learn how them niggas in the shot go. I ain't fucking but I'm thinking about it. My niggas say why you gotta think about it. The bitch want too much, hit my phone too much. If I gotta be frank about it, ain't worth the stress. First the text, then the draws. See, first is sex, then it's calls. Cause the birds obsessed, want flowers, cards, and the purse is next. Nah, bitch can't get a dollar. Cole on Twitter, bitch can't get a follow. Can't get a nut, her can't get enough. Now she fuck a nigga thinking that she man hit the lot. No way, Jose could write a book called The Things Hoes Say. Show a lot of love to my sisters though, but these bitches so predictable, I'm in trouble. Yeah, getting to the promised land. You don't want problems, I promise, man. I'll take you to the promised land. You don't want problems, I promise, man. Set it up for my left, set it up for my right. I said, look all of my breath, bitches all in my sight. I said, real niggas tryna fuck niggas won't fight. I said, gunshots into the air, but I ain't scared for my life. I said, and I'm going back to school, only for the hoes in a class or two. Young bad bitch made the pastor drool. Everybody sweater like Catholic school. Sat next to her in the back of the class. Cheated off a test and I'm grabbing her ass. She like, don't you know this shit already? Nigga, ain't you rich already? Yeah, but I got dumb as shit. Hang around these rappers cause they dumb as shit. But I'm back on track, jump shot wasn't that good. Couldn't sell crack, but I rap good. That's one stereotype. Know a lot of niggas that are Mario type. Bad bitch with a degree, I let him scoop, yeah I'm Cooper. I never been a Mario type, no saving hoes. I ain't fool cause a lot of cool bitches that a nigga went to school with is major hoes. And they mans don't know, for sure. Had a nigga baby, little mans don't know. Mama was a freak, got it in on the low. 12 years later when my song come on, he asked mama, did you fuck J.COLE? Whoa. Yeah, getting to the promised land. You don't want problems, I promise, man. I'll take you to the promised land. You don't want problems, I promise, man. Set it up for my left, set it up for my right. I said, liquor all on my breath, bitches all in my sight. I said, real niggas tryna fuck niggas won't fight. I said, gunshots into the air, but I ain't scared for my life. I said,
welcome to the World Cheetah Project. It's World Cheetah Boy, and we are back from the episode, and this is Goku 6.5. We are getting to the end of the greatest fictional man I've ever known, and hopefully you enjoyed that. Shout out to J.COLE. J.COLE definitely doesn't get enough credit. That's a beastly album, and a beastly song of a beastly album. Shout out to J.COLE for sure. That's the Born Center album. Check that out if you're not familiar. Pushing forward. we still have a lot to talk about Goku, but we don't have much more time to do it. Goku is just such a vast individual, and I could spend a few more episodes, AMVs, discussions, but I want to keep it as um, I want to keep the vitality on it as well. So we're going to cut it at 7. So we're getting closer to Goku. So, but and this is to the end of Goku. But in this particular discussion, we're going to open up more. We're going to unpack the Frieza fight a little bit more in the dichotomy or whatever you want to call it. And we prequel this discussion in another episode before, but we're going to open this up a little bit more in detail. And then, man, it's a sad point because we're at the point where for the project, just like Vegeta, we're gonna have to let Goku be who he is and let him go, let him free. Kind of have him on the hostage right now, but kind of kidnap Goku for now. But it's eventually gonna have to let him go, and so that's a sad deal. So, anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed everything up to this point so far. Hopefully you enjoy the conversation that's to follow, and everything else is to follow in the project. Subscribe if you haven't. And then Twitter all day. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and then thank you so much. And even after the Super Saiyan transformation, Frieza's still like playing a game. Like, and Goku lets him know in more ways than just his words that, little kid, I'm done playing with your ass. It's like recess is over. Like the gloves are off. Like ain't nobody playing games with you, Frieza. Like. And Frieza doesn't seem to get it at first. And can you really blame him? I mean, because in the context of the story, as viewers, we see more than what's actually given in the actual instance. If we really want to jump into the actual screen, so to speak, like in that actual moment, if you were actually there as a character or as a rock, or whatever you want to call it, some kind of prop. If you were there to be able to feel those emotions and see that in real time or whatever you want to call it, Goku turning Super Saiyan had to be a very sobering experience for everybody, and maybe not even just sobering, maybe even disturbing, because namely for Gohan and also for Frieza, because Frieza probably didn't know what the fuck was going on either. Goku probably just blacked out at the moment, and I think he says that. It's to a certain extent later on, but there is, but for everybody, even Goku, but definitely everybody outside of Goku probably has no idea what the fuck is going on. I mean, like, man, like it's like this dude, his eyes is rolling back in his head. He's thunder's cracking. He's screaming, but when he's screaming, like his whole voice is echoing through the whole planet, and like, who knows what the fuck is going on right now? Like, it had to be absolutely sobering, and probably even more words you can use beyond that, especially for Gohan. So, the Super Saiyan transformation in that instance was the realization of Frieza's greatest nightmare as well. Especially when Frieza started getting the grab, so what's really just happened, has already happened to him, and all the mistakes that have kind of accumulated, probably even before Namek. I mean, because Frieza being who he thought he was, probably thought he had everything pretty much sewed up, and all of a sudden this random Saiyan show up. Okay, I thought I took care of that problem, but okay, let me take care of it now. Nope, but you didn't do that. Okay, so he doesn't take care of the problem then. He kind of just playing around. And not even just that, he allows Goku to drop a spirit bomb on him. Like the most deliberate, like we've already talked about the spirit bomb. So like, and then all the mistakes that Frieza's made even before Goku even pulls up. And Frieza in his little brain thought he had all this control. He thought he nixed the problem, right? Blowing up Planet Vegeta was the solution to Goku. But here we are, but he still had a chance to right that shit, but he didn't, because in his little brain it was still in his control. But then the moment it got out of his control, that's when we really see Frieza start to kind of just go super south. If he wasn't south already, he goes super left, he goes super south, and bits and parts of him start to kind of fall away, because as far as a composed, constructed, aristocratic creature that we got up to this point, because all these mistakes start to really compound on each other and compound themselves. And as we said, the shit hit the fan, and he saw his greatest nightmare realized because of him. So and we probably do get those flavors in the actual dialogue, but but actually just kind of like empathizing more or less, or we're putting ourselves in those shoes. It's like ugh, like oof, so no wonder why Frieza was kind of all in his feelings when it was all said and done. Even after Goku showed him grace and showed him benevolence. And speaking of grace and benevolence, the Goku bloodline is all about grace and benevolence. That's another point, but here's another thing though. There's a cap on that even for them, and even before that, them being so innately powerful. When I say them, I mean Goku and Gohan. They have all this grace to give, even to the most dirtbaggish individuals, right? But more time often than not, motherfuckers don't take that opportunity and they cross a certain line. And once you cross a certain line with these individuals, the claws come out. Then you get foot up all up your ass. Thunderbolts, Kamehamehas all up your ass, and you get burnt away, and all this other crazy stuff happens in that, and that you really probably didn't see coming, or that you really was kind of wish that you'd kind of didn't initiate. And Frieza probably had all these things going through his mind, and we do get a little glimpse, like, man, I played games with him, and now there's no more games to be played. Nobody's playing with your ass, Frieza. You fucked up, and like, it's not a game, and Goku trying to tell him that, like, hey, nobody's playing with your ass, bro. Like, you a petty little ass kid, but recess is over. Like, I'm about to get in that ass. Like, you, and Goku does that, and that's what happens when you piss Goku or Gohan off beyond that line. And that line, that threshold is it's a far threshold given somebody for their abilities, but people or these particular individuals sell Frieza jump that line by legion, but they pay a price for that. So, and while we're on the topic, let's go ahead and push forward on this as far as the Super Saiyan transformation is concerned. I don't want to paint the picture as it being Goku's only gimmick or his only gig or his or that the super transformation is bigger than the man, because it's not. Obviously, if it was, we would have a different Vegeta, we would have a different Trunks. It's who it happens to and what that person is bringing to the table. So what's in the recipe? The Super Saiyan transformation is just an augmentation of who that person already is. It's like, and I had a wise man once tell me, and it makes perfect sense. He was like, when somebody wins a lot of money or they get a lot of money out of nowhere, they're going to be who they were. It's just going to be an augmented version of that person. If you were a dirtbag before you hit the lottery, you're going to be a dirtbag to the utmost extreme, corresponding to whatever money kind of you got after you hit the lottery. But if you were a good person before you hit the lottery, then that money is only going to exacerbate that goodness. Goku, and even to a certain extent Gohan, but we're here to talk about Goku. Goku, and even to just the same example, more saying Gohan, but we're here to talk about Goku. Goku, new money didn't change Goku, at least not initially. I mean, at least not after he made the decision for it not to change him, because I know there's a lot of probably temptation there as well. And Master Roshi highlights that, and we already highlighted that as well. So, but he made the decision for new money not to change him, or the Super Saiyan whatever you want to call it, the Super Saiyan oil gush, like whatever, this newfound ability that had so much ability, he decided not to let that change who he was. And coming in to the Super Saiyan transformation, outside of that, Goku had all this training, he had all this knowledge, all this experience, and all these and was the massive all these intangibles. The Super Saiyan transformation did not take any of that away. It didn't change any of that. It only boosted all of that after he gave into being the person that he always wanted to be, or the person he already was, and didn't listen to another force telling him to be somebody different. And I mean, I think with Super Saiyan transformation, it's that temptation is there. But with any new success or status, I think the temptation is there too. Like we said already, Goku had a real chance to be big on himself, and nobody probably couldn't stop him at that point. But he didn't go through with that route. And I appreciate Goku for it. But that's just to say that Frieza had this endowment. He was born, as we can assume, because again we don't get his history. He was born into this aristocratic, entitled nature and culture and functionality, completely juxtaposed or perpendicular to the Saiyan culture, right? The Saiyans, like, again, were kind of like, or not again, but for the first time, Saiyans were the proletariats. In Frieza's race, wherever they were called and whatever they came from, were the aristocratic, ruling upper echelon of the universe. However they got there, and Frieza carried himself that way up until the point to where he realized he fucked up, and then that armor started to crack a little bit, and then he just became even more of a psychopath, or in a sociopath. But even before then, Frieza was carrying all this nobility, and that's completely different than how the Saiyans came up. Frieza didn't have no come up. Frieza never started from the bottom. Frieza was always here. The Saiyans, all of them, are family in the same, in a sense. They all started from the bottom, and they all had to come up the hard way. Some of them come up harder than others, as we'll get to, and as we have already gotten to. But they all come up through grit and determination and getting their heads mushed. Frieza says he never got his head mushed, and you have to believe him on that. He said the only people that really touched him was his parents, and who knows what that interaction was like. I mean, we see King Cole, but when King Cole comes, Frieza's punking him. So who's to say, So I don't want to paint the picture of the Super Saiyan transformation being bigger than the man, because obviously it's not. Like Trunks says when he murks off Frieza for the final time, that the sword doesn't make the man. So the Super Saiyan doesn't make the man either. The man makes a Super Saiyan. And what's in that recipe? Who is it happening to? And and what are they going to do with it? And what's already in that pot before that Super Saiyan sauce or powder or whatever gets put into the soup, like in a different recipe yields a different result. Like Vegeta said, my motivation was different. He had a different recipe. Trunks had a different recipe. Gohan had a different recipe. Goku had a different recipe. So, and all that was already contained in Goku. I mean, all the training, all the battle knowledge, all the experiences weren't given by the Super Saiyan transformation. They were already there walking in, as we see when he pulls up on Frieza, like the G he is. It's already all inside of him. The Super Saiyan persona or body or transformation is enclosed in our original black-haired, black-eyed hero, not the other way around. So that's what I wanted to get across. I mean, because I hate to use the C word, but a casual might come through and it's like, oh, Goku's not this without the Super Saiyan transformation. But Super transformation is Goku's encapsulated in the Super Saiyan transformation, and they're separate in a certain way. They're not separate, but at the same time, the Super transformation is a part of Goku, not the Goku, and not bigger than where it came from. The Super Saiyan transformation has to be taken in context, because even after that, Goku does it first, which is G, and it's spectacular and it's beautiful. But after that, the Super Saiyan transformation loses its luster, and they just start kind of like popping up like dandelions, right? So then what makes you different? Then what separates you? So it's just not. So as we said in the Saiyan body video, it's not all about being a Saiyan. It's not all about being a Super Saiyan. It's about what you mix with that shit that makes the difference. So that's what I want to get across about the Saiyan transformation, Super Saiyan transformation, before we close this out, is that it's the ultimate manifestation of the man, not the man himself. And so I think that distinction has to be made for myself, and even when I'm doing these things, I'm kind of talking to myself, I'm saying all these things to myself as well. So I'm not just trying to educate from a one up or I know it all type standpoint, because nobody likes those motherfuckers, and I'm not that motherfucker. I'm talking to myself as well, and and I'm hearing myself, and I'm trying to absorb everything I'm putting out there. I'm putting into practice, and I'm saying to myself, like Goku said to himself, as we already stated, with when he decided to be the superhero and not the tyrant. So the Super Saiyan transformation was big, but it still wasn't bigger than the man that we've been talking about for however many long. It was, so it has to be kept in the context. And I think in a lot of different ways, Goku says that, it's just that you have to really draw all that stuff out. Because there's so much going on in Dragon Ball Z, and they're trying to push the story so forward, and I love them for it. But we kind of leave a lot of things uncooked, so to speak. But Frieza, nobody's playing with your ass, bro. Like, you think it's a game. when Goku first turns Super Saiyan, Frieza thinks it's a joke. And then he's still like saying all of these like bigot just kind of stuff, and but Frieza is like, it's not a game, bro. Like, and Frieza learns that real fast, that Goku is not playing with his ass, and once that nail is in the coffin, we lose Frieza if we ever had him. Not that we give a fuck, but I'm just saying, like, Frieza starts to deteriorate even more down as a viable creature, whatever he is. He starts to even go even more downward, and I think the manifestation of him going down as well, more or less, than what Goku is. Because even though he's trying to drag Goku down into hell with him, in every sense of the word, or every sense of the expression, I think the deconstruction of Namek is a metaphor for the deconstruction and the decomposition of Frieza as not only as a champion of the universe, but also as a viable creature, and he starts to delve into things that are very, very bad. So, but fuck him. He gets what he deserves multiple times, and he let his worst nightmare happen. He let all that happen again. And we know we said that before in a different video, but it's the same shit. So everything he put out there, it got back to him. But and not even just that, in the worst kind of way. It wasn't forced. He let all that happen. And he thought he had all his bases covered, and he didn't. And he had a chance to cover him, but he didn't. So Goku turned up and literally started slapping him in the mouth, which is one of the best scenes in that fight. and then that was the end of FREIZA. That was the end of FREIZA. And it was a good moment because Frieza had to be dealt with in that context. It was and Goku said that. That's why Goku stuck around because they had a chance to wish Goku out, and Goku being so forward thinking and so ahead of the situation and his forethought. He's like, no, King Kai, thank you for looking out for me, but I gotta beat this dude's ass. I gotta stick it out and smash this dude. And I can't just smash this dude like normal. Like I gotta smash this dude in a way he understands. I gotta really like beat his ass. And I gotta beat it only the way that I can. Like I'm destined to beat this motherfucker's ass, and I gotta do it in this particular way, King Kai, because he needs to understand something. So let me do this. School's in session right now. Let me learn this little motherfucker here, this little petty ass kid here, because he needs his ass beat. But he needs his ass beat in a very distinct and flavorful type way. And I'm just the person to do that shit. So hold up, King Kai. I'm gonna try to get with you later, but this motherfucker needs to get his ass beat. But it's like I said, it's got to be in a very sophisticated and thought out kind of way. I have to really think out, and I've already thought out how I'm gonna beat this motherfucker's ass. His ass is beat, but I have to execute it in a certain way, King Kai. So we'll get at you later. And so Goku was just G for all that too. So, anyways, pushing forward. And that'll do it for Goku 6.5. I've been trying to keep off of Goku as far as audio is concerned because Goku speaks for himself more vividly than I could ever do it. but there's a lot, especially for the younger kids out there, the younger anime kids that probably should be drawn out a little bit. So a greater appreciation can be gotten for this guy. Super doesn't bring all this to the table, so that's a whole different Goku. I'm talking about the American Dragon Ball Z Goku. That's my dude, right? So I'm trying to bring everything out, trying to bring out all the flavors as much as I can because I want to Goku and the music for kind of to speak for itself, people to draw things, outside of me just talking. But here we are, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and please take care of yourselves, level up, subscribe, work on your engines, road work all day, rosary all day. The podcast is live. Check us out on the podcast. Again, subscribe if you haven't. Please check me out on Twitter. Vimeo always, the podcast always, iTunes, Stitcher, and let me know how it's going for you. Let me know how you're migrating through this crazy, hectic world. We have a lot going on, a lot of things, a lot of traps, a lot of pitfalls, a lot of things vying for our attention, a lot of things. You're more valuable than what you realize. Probably, more than likely. I mean, we all have this innate pride with us, right? But it's even more beyond that. We're way more valuable than what we realize as individuals, as people, as human beings. Our time is worth everything. Our attention is worth just as much because that's directly functional to our time. So all that being said, if you sat through all of this, thank you so much. I don't have an agenda. I just wanted to more or less preach on the greatest fictional man I ever known. That's all I want to do. So and I want to big up this rosary. And so rosary life all day, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Hail Mary, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But also, other than that, man, there's nothing else I'm bringing to this table. Just hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully you can come back for more. Subscribe if you haven't. And then also, Team Level Up, Team Senseiga, Team Reverse Blade, all that good stuff.